I just started following Jesus, but I was addicted to pornography. And every time I would get done looking at something I knew I wasn't supposed to be looking at, I would look in the mirror and I would just feel ashamed because I knew something was wrong. And I think, what's wrong with me? Why can't I stop? And I would even go to different leaders in the church, and I'm looking for one of them to tell me this is wrong and you need to stop. And most of them would say, well, it gets easier when you get married. They said, well, everyone struggles with this. It's something we all have to deal with. No one told me to stop. And so we hired a young adult pastor. And when I confessed to him, he was the first person, and I'm expecting another soft answer. He says to me, you have to stop now because this is sin. He echoed the words of the ancient Jedi philosopher when he says, do or do not. There is no try. That's what I needed. I didn't need someone to soft pedal me. I need someone to say, stop. Either stop or don't. But you can't live in this middle ground. Because I was talking about, I'm trying. I can't figure out how to get freedom here. And he says, it's not through your own power, but you have to make the decision you're going to stop today. And so then he asked me about my relationship with the Holy Spirit. And I said, I'm new to Jesus. I don't know anything about the Holy Spirit. The Holy Spirit is like the weirdest thing in the world to me at that point. But he prays that the Holy Spirit would be stirred up in me. Because when you give your life to Jesus, the Holy Spirit enters your body. And so he prays that the Holy Spirit would be stirred up in my life. And from that day forward, I started to find freedom. Not through my own self-will, not through my own strength, but through the power of Jesus working through my life. I started to embrace this godliness training that Paul talks about in 1 Timothy 4. I got serious about reading the scriptures. I got serious about my prayer life, seeking the Lord's face. And I started to see my whole life shift. But I had to make the decision that I was pursuing the light and I was rejecting the dark.